Hey everybody, we are back with the so-called Porsche Turret. And anybody that knows this tank knows that actually Porsche did not make this turret. It was also made by Krupp, the same manufacturer as the other turret. But it was made in pre-production, so we call this the pre-production turret. I kind of took liberties and gave it some tiger stripes. Some people say it looks like flames. I'm like, hey, I don't care. It just looks kind of cool. I wanted something different on this turret than the other one because, for one thing, I could not open the top. I could not open the hatch, do any of that. A lot of what you're seeing on the top there is made by me. It's scratch built. Now the primary hatch is scratch built, the commander's hatch. The secondary hatch, which would be this guy here, and he will open to show a red, unpainted, primed metal inside. I just did that to be different than the other one. But it's a different look. I painted the exterior to match. I mean, you know, it's got the rust and the exposed primer and the bits and pieces and whatnot. But my goal was to show the turrets. If I change them out, I can put one on a riser, have it there with the, you know, with the tank model as a whole, and have the other one. Oh yeah, there's the rusted piece that they replaced. I don't talk about the back much, but I did enjoy the back. I've got my little bucket, little loose chain. The chain's actually going through an important piece of the machinery there. There's a little ring that chain's going through, and what that ring is you stick the crank device through that ring and into the tank and into the proper, it locks onto the proper part of the engine, and you turn it manually and crank the engine. That gives you a rotary place to do that. I just figured it looked like a place I could hang the chain. Let's come around and look at the gun, because I love the tip of the barrel. It's got a bigger muzzle brake, closer to the Tiger 1. This is an older design. I mean, the Henschel design is the production. So this one was on, I think they only made 50 of these. And the fact that there's any in museums is amazing, because that means they survived, you know, God knows what. It's my favorite look. I have to concede. I love the look of the King Tiger with this turret. It just looks sleeker. See the angles are more extreme. Now the interior of the turret was tighter. There was less space. You had this weird bulb area there that was hard for them to manufacture, and actually was a shot trap. A shot could catch that square on, and it was not good for the tank. But again, I manufactured all these little pieces up here. The rack arm for the machine gun, the covers for the periscopes. Fortunately, the model kit came with the alternate hatch cover area, so I could put that on. I didn't have a great big hole there, but it was very hard to do all this with the model kit. You know, I had to commit most of my parts to the other turret. Now you see, like, where did these come from, like the rings and stuff? Well, those are paper clips. Those are just bent paper clips. And I scratch made the little hatches on it and painted them. Now this hatch on the back came with it, and it's also criticized for being too small and not armored enough. I put red interior on that also, just to be different. But the hatch on the Henschel is bigger, and you know, you just got generally more space in general there. And the other hatch that is criticized is this one that was too thin. I didn't put any details on the inside, but it was too thin and so they bulked it up on the so-called Henschel turret also. So the production turret was a much more protected turret. But that is the King Tiger. That is my tank. That is the details on this. It's been a lot of work and a lot of effort. It took me over 2 months to put together 1,500 pieces. Yeah, you can't even see the interior, but you can see the exterior pretty well, and you can see what I've done. So hope you like it. Hope you've enjoyed all this craziness. If you did, hit a like, subscribe, comment away. If I got any facts wrong, Lord knows, do correct me. Rick will, my buddy with the club, Rick will correct me. And he already has. But I love you, Rick. I love all my guys with Soquel River modelers. They're great. I dedicate this tank to them. I dedicate this tank to my newfound friend Cole Burge and his family, who are wonderful, and I've met and eaten with. Cole got me back into models and got me back into tanks, so I definitely dedicate this to him. I dedicate it in part to my brother Daniel. Daniel and I used to build model kits when we were kids, and King Tigers. Dan knows how much I love King Tigers, and he's always given me one as a gift here and there over the years. And of course, I would be remiss to not mention my cousin Mike Hopkins. Mike and I grew up building the old Aurora kits, and this was his favorite also. This was Mike's favorite, and we spent many a day discussing this guy. And I'm very proud of it, Mike. I got one. I got a really cool super tank, man. I got a Super Tiger, and it's together and it's done. It took me long enough. So to all you guys and to you modelers everywhere, to you I dedicate this and the fun that I had building. There is no fun like building a really cool model. If you haven't done it, take it up. If you have, share, watch the videos on YouTube. There's some fantastic how-tos on there. I wouldn't know how to do any of my chipping or dirtying if I hadn't really watched some of those guys that are just excellent. And to all of them, I dedicate this also. So that's enough dedication. So there. Enjoy. We'll be back with something non-tank, perhaps. Love y'all. Be good.